guys, it's Kim here with Fairly Fiber Fun. Thanks for joining me on today's wheel maintenance video. I'm going to go into a whole lot of depth on how to completely take apart the Babe spinning wheel, clean, reassemble, oil all the parts that need to be oiled to be able to use her really well. Now, I've had the Babe spinning wheel for the past 2 years and I've never taken her all the way apart. So this is the first time I've done this. And she hasn't even gotten wiped down in oil in about 6 months, I believe. So I'm way behind on some TLC. And she needs it. So we're going to get right to it. But before we do, I'm going to share with you my favorite supplies for this. The ones I plan on using today at least. We have the most needed tool is a Phillips head screwdriver for all the screws. Vaseline to get stubborn, icky gunk off of the wheel. Some sticky stuff sometimes gets on the wheel, on the feet of the wheel, and then doesn't want to come off with soap and water. So Vaseline will loosen it right up. Paper towels, because working with greasy stuff, you need paper towels. Sewing machine oil, which is what's in here. You can use any kind of spinning wheel oil, that's highly recommended, or something like that. I just happen to have sewing machine oil on hand. I didn't want to buy anything special, so that's what I've got. And then I don't have anything to put into the wood, so I'm using hair grease. It's Indian hemp hair grease. It smells amazing. It's green, little dots of stuff in it. It smells so good. I love it. I want my wheel to smell good, so I'm putting hair grease on it. And some warm, mildly soapy water. Just a little tad of dish soap will get all of the stubborn dust off in a soft rag. So that's all we need to get started. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video and enjoy all of it. I will be talking through some of the bits of working. Sorry. I will be talking about some of what I'm doing while I'm doing it and speeding up some of the process, and then I'll be back at the end to give you my thoughts and reflections. Alright, first things first, we're going to take the flyer off and the bobbin. I'm in the middle of spinning this, so figured I'd show you if I'm in the middle of spinning. And I've got some hot, mildly soapy water here, and I'm just going to clean the flyer where the grease accumulates. And I'm using a very soft rag that I wove out of cotton yarn that I got from Walmart, using a potholder loom. Okay, there is the flyer all clean and ready to be oiled. I'm just going to set that aside. And now it's time to take everything apart. So I'm going to speed this up and then with some music, and then I'll be back once I get it all taken apart. Alright, so now we have the base of our wheel, the mother of all here, the front bar of the wheel, left, right, the back bar of the wheel, which attaches right here, that the wheel itself attaches to, the spacer clamps for keeping the treadles in place, which I ordered separately from someone else, not Babe's Fiber Garden. And then we have the wheel and the treadles, which I decided not to take apart because I don't have the right tools with me right now to do this. So I'll just clean it really, really well. Alright, so I'm going to start cleaning and I'm going to speed up that section. Now that the wheel is all clean, it's time to put it back together and oil stuff. There's a bead on my floor. Okay. I'll need to say a few things right quick. All the screws that attach the different parts of PVC pipe to PVC pipe all have the exact same screws. The screw that goes in that holds the wheel in place is longer, so it's the only one that has to be set aside in a special spot. Now, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we need to remember that the drive band goes around this post. The fancy sticker right here goes to the back. Alright, so I've got the dry band around this. Now you can wait, if you have it taken apart all the way, you can wait to put it on until right before you put your wheel in place, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it there. And go ahead and put the first screw in place. You don't want to tighten this too much because this is the one screw you're going to have to take out in order to remove and replace your drive band. Because once the wheel and the mother of all is there, you won't be able to get the drive band off without disassembling to an extent. So this is the one I always undo. Remove this post just enough to slide the drive band out of the way. just attempting to tighten this up a little bit because the wheel's a little bit wobbly. Let's see. There's several holes on this right now. I think I'm going to lubricate this just a little bit just to keep it healthy because it feels pretty dry. It's wood. And I'm just using hemp hair grease because we have some that nobody's using. And it should work great to lubricate the wood without causing any real problems. And then I want to pick my screw hole, which I can't see. There it is. And the hole is on the far side. I'm going to turn it around. And now for that really long screw. Hey, what do you know? Got it on the first try. Okay, I gotta put this way. Maybe the wood's so soft the screw just goes in however the heck it feels like. There we go. Nice and tight. All right, here's the drive band. And now I'm going to lubricate, let's see, these say left and right. So these little treadle clamps, treadle locking clamps, the two short pieces that go on either side, they just snap in place. And then the treadles, there's actually holes for screws, which I took the screws out because they don't do any good. So the treadles just snap right on there. And I'm going to put this one on upside down, just because. So this is what it looks like so far. These Velcro things aren't necessary now, but they're there, so I'm going to use them. But I forgot that before I put these on, I need to lubricate where they're going to go. Okay. So again, I'm going to use some of this lovely smelling hair grease. And you can put it on the treadle clamp itself, or you can put it right here. Doesn't really matter. This is just easier for me. I'm going to wipe off the excess, but not all of the excess. There's one. Stuff smells so good. That's why I'm using it. I love the way it smells. Got a little extra right in there I need to get rid of. Just a little bit too much. All right. Now we have the bottom of the wheel assembled. And I forgot to put some oil into the wooden treadles. You want to lubricate your wood and treat it good. so that it lasts forever. And there's no, as far as I'm aware, there's no finish on the actual treadles. So normally I would use a soft cloth for this, but I misplaced my grease cloth and I didn't think I would need it for this wheel because I only have the treadles to deal with. And I was going to rub it in with paper towels. It won't hurt anything. The treadles look brand new now, except for the label right here, which is not readable anymore after 2 years of having my feet on it. But the treadles look great. They're pretty quiet. The only thing I wish is that the wheel was ever so slightly off the ground because the treadles tend to squeak against the floor. It's the only thing I don't like about this wheel. Alright, so now let's put the mother of all on here. But first, let's make sure the drive band is where it belongs. And guess what? I'm going to have to take the back off and put the drive band back on. Because the treadles are now in the way. If I hadn't put the treadles on yet, I could have done that. Oh well. Live and learn, right? So here we need another screw. Which is right here. Is there? There it is. I'll line up the holes here. I don't know what that sound was. I don't like it. Hopefully that wasn't one of my treadle connectors breaking farther. I guess it doesn't matter which way you put them. They have a right and left sticker, but I don't see that it makes that big a difference. This out of the way and close it up. I'm missing a screw. Alright, it probably ran away on me. I'll find it. Here's the last one I can see. There it is. Told you it ran away. Okay, now for the difficult ones. and right here. My hands are all greasy and I'm having a hard time holding on to the screwdriver. Okay. Oof. Can't sit like this. Now that's quite sturdy. This bar was a little bit wobbly, but now it isn't because the whole wheel is put together. But since the dry band fell off, I have to take this back bar off. So I'll show you how to put dry band on. And quite literally, do it like that. So it's around the bar. And again, I'm not going to tighten this screw up all the way because I need to be able to get it off quite frequently. I am going to make sure this is all the way tight and this is all the way tight. Okay. Now, the dry band is exactly where it's supposed to be. Okay. Now we got to clean the or oil the flyer down. I could take the screws out, but I'm not going to. I'm going to rub just a tiny bit into the wood so it's pretty and shiny and happy looking. And then I'll rub it in with the paper towels again. You should be using a soft cloth rag. But like I said earlier, I misplaced mine, didn't think to get it before starting this. I forgot I would need it. And yes, lubricate the metal part as well. The hooks were digging into me. All right. It's really important not to have a bunch of gooped up grease around the hooks, because that could easily get in your yarn. And I mean, it'll wash out, but it'll be a little weird. Now, the flyer is all clean and beautiful, but I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to lubricate right around the base of this metal part. And then lubricate about halfway down. Well, not halfway, but 2/3 of the way down. I don't want to lubricate here because that's going in right to the hole in the wheel, and it will, the grease will make black stains, and I don't want that. Now the extra lubricant right here is designed to keep the wheel from bumping and rattling like crazy. So it'll soften up the sound, and I actually will do that quite often right there. Now before I touch the dry band, I need to clean my hands. So you don't want oil on your dry band, not this kind. I don't know about any other kind. Okay. So there we have the wheel put together. And I'm trying to get this brake band through. There we go. I'll put just a tiny bit of oil on the brake band down here and dry it off good. That just keeps the leather from cracking. And I don't need a strong take up, so I don't mind this brake band being slippery at all. Alright, there we have that. Put the orifice hook back in its spot. And now for the actual oiling. So, let me just put that on there. Listen how quiet that is. That's just amazing. Now, this is sewing machine oil. My oil container broke, and to save the oil I put it inside one of these little vape juice containers, which are perfect. So I'm just going to oil that. I guess you didn't need to oil the top of the clamp, but oil the rubber thing that connects the spring, very tight spring, to the wheel. Oil it where it goes into the wood, and oil where the plastic meets, or the rubber meets the metal. And then you want to oil each of these turning bits up here. Go the other way. Here's a fuzz. And then if you have excess oil, just, wipe it off. Won't hurt anything. And that's really all the oil that's needed. Every now and then you might need to oil right there. But again, not very often. It's pretty quiet. This is a layer of hot glue. It is my hack for making the non-lace bobbins into lace bobbins, because that's the only whorl I use ever. And it's 11 3/4 rotation to every 1 rotation of the wheel. So here's the top screw, the label on the back, the screw to connect the wheel piece to the back upright. The screw you want to be able to remove to take the drive band on and off. The places you want to oil are right here and right here. See if I can get that in focus. Right here. There you go. Here and here on both treadles. And lubricate. This is the way I've got mine set up. These are the little clamps to keep the treadles in place. Otherwise, the treadles tend to wobble, and that's why this treadle connector is broken. Right there you can see there's a piece missing right here. Let's take this off. So there's a little piece missing. It broke because I didn't have these clamps to stabilize the wheel. See, this one's still a bit loose. It still wobbles, but as long as these clamps are in place, I don't have any problems with it. So there you have her. And please ignore the bed. This is also my bedroom. There we have it. Okay guys, so that wasn't such a difficult task. The wheel's so easy to take apart and put back together. I hope you guys noticed that she's very easy to store. There's really nothing to it. Didn't take long, and my my cleaning water is quite dirty, so obviously this wheel was needing, I don't know if y'all can see the dirty water here, it was really needing to be cleaned. And I wasn't at all chinchy on the paper towels, so yeah, we're all done, and she's spinning like a dream, and I can't wait to sit down with her again. I think I've explained everything already, but I wanted to say thank you so much for watching the video today and hanging out with me while I clean my wheel. It's always better to do stuff like that with company. So I really appreciate you guys watching this. Also, thank you if you have already subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate your continued support. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, leave comments in the comment section below. Ask me any questions you want. I will be happy to give you my pros and cons about this wheel. If you're thinking about getting a wheel, this is probably the cheapest wheel on the market right now. And it's just a pretty nice little wheel. So, yeah, you can do almost anything on her. So, and she's very easy to maintain. And yeah, I highly recommend getting a Babe wheel if you're just thinking about starting out. So, I have linked to my Etsy store. I now have one, and there are some of my products there already in the shop, and I'm working on a ton more, which is a long process, but we're getting there. So I hope to be putting new stuff in the shop very soon. Also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. There is a Facebook group, tongue twister, Fairly Fiber Fun group on Facebook and Ravelry. Go check them out. What else? And I am on Patreon, and I will go into a full video on that at another date. Today is about the wheel, and so we're going to keep it to the wheel. But you can contact me on any of those places, Etsy, Facebook, Ravelry, Patreon, and of course YouTube. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I did, and I hope whatever you're doing today that you enjoy it. Bye guys!